Selenium for Beginners with Rex Jones II. Closed captioning is available for you. Switch CC on or off.
Our tutorial plan will cover the following: how to name a package, how to name a class, how to name a method, how to name a variable, followed by questions, answers, and practice. The practice is always optional, but I know practice makes improvement. Let's start with how to name a package. In our previous sessions, I did not use a conventional naming standard for the packages. As we can see, there is a default package and a package called building blocks, which was created in our session Building Blocks for Selenium. Convention is a standard, but we do not have to use that standard. Know what? I am getting ahead of myself. Before we get into the package naming convention, give me a moment to explain package. What is a package? A package is a group of classes with two purposes for each class. Number one, a package is used to organize classes as a group. It is beneficial to the programmer when related classes are grouped together. Number two, a package is used to control access to the class. Classes can be defined as public to accept outside code and defined as private without an access modifier to prevent outside code. All classes belong to a package. In Eclipse, and our screenshot, we see a default package with three classes: data types, print statements, and system.setProperty. By default, classes are placed in the default package when no package name or package statement is provided for that class. When a package name is provided, that class is placed into a particular package. In this example, building blocks is the package, while search t-shirts test ng, and search t-shirts highlight are the classes. The compiler does not allow two classes to have the same name in the same package. However, two classes can have the same name in different packages. It is expected for packages to be written in all lowercase letters. To create a package, right-click source, which is src, select new, then package. A warning or error message will show up if we start with anything other than a lowercase letter. Watch what happens when I enter a special character. Invalid package name. If I enter a dot, the message states a package name cannot start or end with a dot. A warning shows up if we enter a capital letter. Discourage package name. By convention, package names usually start with a lowercase letter. Notice it did not show an error, but a warning that stated it is discouraged. Why is it discouraged? One of the reasons why it is discouraged because all lowercase letters for a package name separates packages from a class, a method, and a variable. By convention, a class, method, and variable can have uppercase as well as lowercase letters. Now, let's dive deeper into the naming convention for a package. Many organizations use their internet domain for their package name, but in reverse order. For example, I have a domain called seleniumforbeginners.com. Currently, there are no articles or videos on this site, but it's available as a domain. As a package name in reverse order, I would write then Selenium for beginners. The same is true for TestNG. If we look at class search t-shirts TestNG, the import statements start with org.testng. That is the reverse domain for testng.org. Go to a browser and type testng.org. Here is the website for TestNG and the book I suggested at the end of video part 2, Building Blocks for Selenium. We can add related sub-packages and classes under com.selenium for beginners. I am going to add 3 sub-packages: Java, Selenium TestNG, and utility. Although there will be sub-packages, a class is still allowed to be added under package, and of course the sub-packages. A sub-package is created using a dot. Right-click the package, select New, then Package. At the end of the package name, add a dot. Then write Java. Let's add 2 more packages. Go to New, Package. Replace Java with Selenium _TestNG. One more time, replace the existing sub-package name with the new sub-package name. Utility. Now, there are 3 sub-packages under com.selenium for beginners. It does not look like 3 sub-packages due to the package presentation. Currently, the presentation is flat, but we will change it to hierarchical. Select the drop-down arrow, Package Presentation, Hierarchical. Personally, I like this presentation better than flat. We will add classes only related to Java under the Java package. Classes that involve Java, Selenium WebDriver, and TestNG will be added to the Selenium _TestNG package. Utility is a common package which consists of common functionalities. Let's consider the definition of utility. According to dictionary.com, it is the state or quality of being useful, something useful. Therefore, we can use the utility package for adding classes that we are going to reuse over and over. For example, I pre-wrote a class called Highlighter, which highlights web elements. It will highlight the web element before performing an action on the web element. Highlighting an element is very good for demos. I am going to show you how it works using Search T-shirts highlight class. First, let's execute without highlighting the elements, then execute highlighting the elements. Run the Search T-shirt test ng class. Now, execute Search T-shirts highlight. We saw each element got highlighted before an action is performed on the element. I am going to move the highlighter class from one package to another package. We don't need two utility packages. Watch what happens. Let's go to Search T-shirts, highlight. The import statement shows utility.highlighter. Utility is the package and highlighter is the class. I am going to drag highlighter to the other utility package. The Move dialog has a checkbox that states Update references to highlighter.java. Click OK. And the import statement has been updated to show com.selenium-for-beginners.utility.highlighter. We see the package, subpackage, and highlighter class. Speaking of classes, how to name a class. By convention, a class name is a noun that starts with an uppercase letter. If there are two or more words, then each word starts with an uppercase letter. This format is called upper camel case. Let's go to the Java package, right-click, select New, then Class. Classes can include uppercase and lowercase letters, but it is discouraged to start with a lowercase letter. If I type a lowercase c, the message states type name is discouraged. By convention, Java type names usually start with an uppercase letter. Classes can also include numbers and underscores. I have seen underscores in a class name, but I am not sure if I have seen numbers in a class name. However, an error shows up if we start with a number, but an error will not show up if we start with a hyphen. I have not seen anyone start a class with a hyphen, although it's valid. If I type a hyphen, no warning or error shows up. But when I type a number, an error states type name is not valid. Someone may ask or wonder, why does the warning and error messages keep saying type name? Type name is not valid. Java type names usually start with an uppercase letter. The messages continue to show type name because classes are data types. Remember this slide from Building Blocks for Selenium? It showed two data types. Primitive, which has many names such as non-object, and class, which also has many names, but I prefer object. This slide shows class is a data type. That's one of the reasons why the messages shows type name. A class definition always creates a new data type. In our example, to define conventional names as a class. Next, we have methods which are written inside of a class. How to name a method. Before speaking about conventional names for a method, let's discuss how to declare a method. A method is declared with 6 components: access modifiers, return type, method name, parameter list, exception list, and method body. We will bypass exception list. First, we have access modifiers, which determine how a method is accessed. Protected, private, and public are the modifiers. Private and public are the most used modifiers. Private means the method can only be accessed by members within the same class. Public means the method can be accessed by any class from any package. Second is the return type. Return type dictates the type of data returned by the method. Remember this slide? It shows the most used data types. If we have a return type of string, then the method expects a return data type value of string. The same for the other data types such as int, double, boolean, and any class data type we create. However, if the method does not return a value, then we write void. Void means no return value is expected from this method. Next is the method name. By convention, method names follow a lower camel case syntax, where the first word is lowercase, then each subsequent word is uppercase. Most of the times, method names are verbs or verb phrases. A verb phrase consists of a verb and its dependents, such as an object or complement. we are going to name our method demo conventional names. All methods have a parenthesis after its name. The method's name and parenthesis are called the method's signature. Parameters are included inside the parenthesis if arguments are passed to the method. A parameter is the data type and variable which we will talk about next in how to name a variable. Parameter list is one or more data types and variables separated by a comma. The parameter list remains empty if there are no parameters. A method's body starts with an opening bracket and closes with a closing bracket. The brackets can open on the same line after the parenthesis. However, I prefer to open my bracket on the next line. Personally, the body looks neater and more organized when it's opened on the next line. The body contains one or more statements. Code that performs an action is considered a statement. Also, variables are considered statements. How to name a variable. Variables are declared with a data type and name. The name can be an unlimited number of characters. Nevertheless, there are some rules and conventions for naming a variable. 3 of the rules are: 1. It can contain letters, numbers, $, and underscore. 2. It can begin with a letter, $, or underscore. 3. It cannot contain a space or special character except $, or underscore. 3 of the conventions are: number 1, construct a descriptive name that describes the variable's purpose. Number 2, compose names utilizing the lower camel case syntax. All the letters are lowercase if there is only one word. Number 3, create a name that begins with a letter. Let's go back to Eclipse. We will write the data type, then the variable name. In this case, our data type will be int, and variable name will be number of years. The goal is for variable name to be descriptive so our teammates can understand. We want to make it easier for ourselves and other people to read our code. The variable name can be written as NYR. But why not add a few more letters and write number of years? Perhaps an automation engineer wants to abbreviate the variable. That's fine too. It's better than writing NYR. We can write string cust name rather than writing the entire words customer name. If multiple variables have the same data type, feel free to write the new variable on a separate line or on the same line, separated by a comma. In closing, I failed to mention Java is a case-sensitive language, somewhat like passwords. An error will show up if we mistakenly write a lowercase letter instead of an uppercase letter, or vice versa. For example, if we plan to use number of years in another part of the program, the compiler will display an error if we write an uppercase N for number or lowercase y for years. In spite of that, these are the conventions for packages, classes, methods, and variables. We are not forced to follow the conventions. However, we are forced to make sure our names are not reserved words. A reserved word has a predefined meaning and set aside for special use. A few reserved words in our program are boldface and written in purple. Package, public, class, void, and int. Here's a list of the 50 words reserved for Java. I highlighted the same 5 words from our program. Class, int, package, public, and void. A summary of our conventions discussion is located in this table. For package, all of our letters are written in lowercase. Classes are usually nouns written in camel case syntax. Methods use verb phrases with a lower camel case syntax. Last but not least, we have variables that are descriptive and also written in a lower camel case syntax. Questions, answers, and practice. Number 1, how do you create a sub package? Number 2, can a class name include numbers? Number 3, what is the convention for a method? Answers. Number 1, how do you create a sub package? A sub package is created using a dot after the package name. Number 2, can a class name include the numbers? Yes, a class name can include the numbers, but it cannot start with a number. Number 3, what is the convention for a method? The convention for a method is to follow a lower camel case syntax by way of a verb phrase. Practice. If you have time, watch this video, Conventional Naming in Java, at least one more time. Create some sub packages that include a utility sub package. Read the code from Search T-shirts highlight and see if you understand how to highlight web elements. If you understand how to highlight web elements, then highlight each element in your test script, verify demo, web shop, email, logout. To download the PowerPoint slides and automation code, which includes highlighting the web elements for demo web shop, go to Conventional Naming in Java. https://tinyurl.com/conventional conventional hyphen naming hyphen in hyphen java. Enter. Thank you for watching Conventional Naming in Java.
Online courses coming soon. Books available in paperback, ebook, and PDF. All Part 1 ebooks and PDF documents are free. Programming books for UFT. Programming books for Java. Here's the Selenium automation book. And TestNG. Subscribe to get notification of future videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.